step types, and we have discussed a lot of steps like document from template, condition, multiple condition. As well, we have discussed some called form, and we have also discussed process control, loop, fork. So today we will be looking into ad hoc anchor and block, and the rest, this local workflow, will be discussed one we will be covering events. So this local workflow and wait for event and event creator, these three will be discussed once we go through this events topic, and only this web activity is left. So this web activity cannot be shown here. I will tell you what it is, but it cannot be shown because it requires some two systems. From one system I will be calling one workflow from which is present in another system. So we don't use this web activity in real scenario, rather we take the help of RFC calls. So that's the reason it's not that important. But yes, apart from this web activity, others I have already discussed, and this event creator, wait and local workflow will be discussed once we cover events. And today we will be discussing this ad hoc anchor and this block. So step types will be completed. Also, I will be discussing about this send notification through program, through function module, through standard function module with the help of internationalization. Also, I would tell you, since this server is actually scheduled to send the mails at night, so your server in your company, it won't be like that. In your company it will be scheduled to be send at every minute. So the send mail would work definitely, but the mail would be sent at night, so you can see in inbox at night only. Means if you come tomorrow, then I can show you that the mail is present at the same date. Like today, if I'm executing this workflow, suppose on 25th, then that workflow, that suppose mail I will be showing you tomorrow with the same date, time, and I will be showing where it is present in the inbox of the user. But yes, now I can show you in the backend that yes, it was executed, and with whom it is pending with, I can show you that. So in send notification also, when we will be executing that particular method, that particular function module, in backend I will show you that the mail has been sent to that particular user, but in inbox of the user, it only gets appear when the schedule background job runs. So that I can show you tomorrow. Like tomorrow I will be showing you where it is present and with the same date. So today we will be discussing about the this standard function module which is available for sending the notification. So first we will be writing some few codes, and as yesterday I was discussing about internationalization, like if you want to send mails in specific languages, then we can take the help of standard text. So first let me tell you how you can make the standard text. First move to SO10. Here you can see one screen has got appeared where we maintain some standard text in different languages. So I'm just making one standard text. Suppose test st03. This is the standard text which I'm going to create. The text ID is st. St refers to standard text and language is en. If you want to maintain this particular standard text in different languages, suppose German, Chinese, Japanese, so accordingly you can choose the language and can click on create. So I'm maintaining it in English language. So here, suppose first I'm writing the subject line. Now I'm writing the body line. So first I have written the subject line and then I have written the body line. So now what I will do, suppose I want to populate dynamically the sales order number, because this message I will be receiving in my inbox, this subject and body line. So I want to know which sales order has been approved. So what I will do, I will insert the symbol. Here in left corner you can see above one plus sign is there. Just click on that and just precede it with ampersand and end it with ampersand, and here you just write the dynamic variable name. Any name you can give, but you have to maintain this name in program in function module. So I have given sales order. The sales order number is approved. So just full stop. So now what I will do, I will just save this particular standard text. I have saved it. Let me copy this standard text name. Now I will show you in display mode what I have written. So it is written the sales order number is approved, and hi, the sales order is approved, thanks and regards. So this is a body line, this is a subject line. Now going back, now I will go to the class where I will be writing the method. In that method, I will be calling one standard function module, and then I will be associating that method with the workflow. So I think the class name was something 6. Okay, it is 5. So here I'm going to change mode. Here I will write one method called send notif static. In parameter of this send notification, I'm just importing one WebLen number, because in you would have seen in standard text I have one dynamic value. So from workflow I will be passing this particular WebLen number and to the method, and then that method will be responsible to pass this particular value to the standard text. Just double click on it. So here we will be writing the code. First, what I will do, first I will call 3 function module. First one will be read text, second one will be set text symbol, and the third one will be SO new document API to send the mail. So first I am calling one function module called read text. This particular function module is responsible to read the text from the standard text. Whatever we have defined in the standard text, it will read that particular text and it will populate in one internal table. So that internal table, here in LT lines, I will just capture that those particular text, and here I'm just providing the limited things which we needed. So here I will be declaring some few variables. The type you can see from navigating through this particular function module. Okay. I need these two. So I will be declaring constants for these. This TD name will actually contain the name of the standard text, whatever we have defined. So the name of the standard text was ztest underscore st05 perhaps. And here in LV object, I will write as a constant as text. So here three constants I have declared. Now in this LT lines I would have the lines which I have written in that standard text. Now what I will do here, I will read these lines, and in this particular lines I will be setting some dynamic value. That I have defined sales order as a dynamic value, so there I will set the dynamic value. So I will call one function module again, called set text symbol. Here in set text symbol, I'm just writing some variables. I will declare the same. I will show you in debugger how it works. Here I am writing the variable name. Suppose if you have more than one variable, then you will be writing the set text symbol more than one time. So here I have written this particular sales order. So this was the name of the dynamic variable which I have written in that standard text. So there I have I'm writing that as a same. It should be in caps because I have written it in caps. So in value, whatever I have in this particular method as an importing parameter, see you can see here in importing parameter I am having im underscore Veblen. So here I am writing im underscore Veblen because I am just populating this particular value dynamically to this particular variable. The length is 10, the value length. Now the symbol, the sales order symbol is being set by this particular dynamic value. Now I will have to replace this, means it will just replace that particular symbol with this value. So for again I will have to call one standard function module called replace text symbol. First you need to set the text symbol and then you have to replace the text symbol. Suppose you have more than one text symbol in your standard text, then you will have to call set text symbol multiple times, but only one replace text symbol will be there. Multiple text symbol but only one replace text symbol. So I'm just deleting the default value and I'm having only the mandatory values. So in endline, I'm just giving this 999. This is the length of the standard text. You can give anything. So in LT lines, I will be receiving the text of the standard text with replaced value. It will replace and it will give you as an importing, sorry, as an right, as a table parameter. So now I will first I will save it, and I will just declare those variables so that till this I can show you in debugger mode. I will declare this LT lines. You can just go through that particular function module and you can come to know the type. I was having LV header also. And rest I have declared, I think, already. Okay, rest I don't need now. I'm activating this particular method so that I can show you in debugger mode. Now I'm just giving this session breakpoint over here and I'm executing it. Now let's see the 3 function model, how it behaves. Now I'm just pressing F6. Okay, I think the standard text name was ZTEST-ST05 only. Okay, it has not recognized this particular standard text. Let's see what was the standard text. Okay, it was ZTEST_ST03, I hope. Let's check. Okay, it was ZTEST-ST03. I have written ZTEST-ST05. So let me change it. Now you can see I have pressed F6, and in LT lines, let me show you what we have. You can see here we are having in TD line, we have the sales order is approved as a subject. Each line has been populated in each record. So each line item contains one statement. So you can see here. Now in LT lines we have got our text which we have written in standard text. Now we will set the text symbol. Let's see what is the value in IM Veblen. The value is 8745. Now it will replace this particular text symbol, and in LT lines again we can see what we have. You can see here this particular dynamic value symbol, that is sales order, has been replaced by this particular value. So this is how you can replace and set the dynamic variables. So you have got this particular picture over here, that what we will be receiving in standard text. sorry, in workflow inbox. So this will appear in the subject area and this 3 will appear in the body area. So you have to actually make it like that. I will be writing some few code so that the first statement will appear as a subject area and the rest 3 will appear as the body area. So I will be writing that code. Then I will be calling the standard function module to send this particular text to the user. So for this, to make the subject and body area, I will show you how you can write it. So here what I have done, I have looped through this particular internal table and I have shifted this particular work area by 2 places because first 2 places contains the asterisk symbol. So you will have to first shift it, and if site tab x is 1, it means first line it will read and that is the subject line. So I have populated here in data object description. I'm sorry, this will be object description. I will show you where we actually populated this. In data object description, I have this subject line, and because the site type was 1 and the rest in the else part, I have captured all the body part. So body part will contain in LT text and the subject line will contain in this particular variable. So now I will have to declare some few things. Let me see what is the type. I think SOLIST1. I will show you from where you can get this type. Don't remember it. Let me again check. So first what I will do, I will first call that particular standard function module so that I can get the type. And the standard function module name is S new. Let me check. API. Okay, so this is the function module which we will be using. This is the standard function module name. So here in this document data it will contain the subject line, and in tables in object header you will have to pass the body area, and in receivers you will have to pass the receiver internal table who will be receiving this particular notification. So from here you can get the types. In document data, this was the type which I was searching for. I'm just, for time being, I'm just commenting it so that we can see in debugger mode first. Fine. Now I will show you in debugger mode how I have converted this break that subject and the body line. First the text was read, and in LT lines we were having the text which was present in that standard text, because we have provided in LVTD name the standard text name, and in LV object the text, this constant was text. Now I have set the symbol, and in replace text symbol has given me the LT lines with the replace sales order number. You can see it is actually preceded with asterisk, so we need to shift it. Now in LT lines we have 4 line items, so first we'll loop it. So in LS lines, let's see what is there. In LS lines you can see here first we have got the subject. Now we have shifted it, so the asterisk has got removed. The asterisk has got removed. Now in object description we are having the sales order 9880 is approved, so this we have captured as a subject line. Now the loop will again move, and we will get the body area in LT text. So in LT text, let's see what is there. We are having all the body part. So we have broken this subject and the body part. Now I will write this, call this particular function module, and will pass this subject and body. But before that, we need this receivers. So we need to populate this receiver as well. So here I will be populating the receivers. So here in LT receivers, I have populated the receivers. If you have more than one, then we can populate more than one and we can append to this particular LT users. The type is G because for SAP user logon ID, we use the type as G. Now let us declare this LT receivers. So I'm declaring this LT receivers. So I've declared it. Okay, it is already declared. Oof, oh sorry. Actually, it will be receiver. It will be rect type. So now it has got activated. Now I will debug it. Oh, sorry. Sorry. I have read the text. This I have already shown you. Now let's move in LT lines. We have the changed value, the replaced value, and then in loop we are breaking the subject and the body line. So we will be having 3 line items in LT text, and in this L document data we have the subject. Now in LT receivers I have Lkdia, So now let's see the size of value. It's 0. It means it has sent the data. But we won't be able to see this in SBWP because for this background job runs even for send mail step. We won't be able to see it now, but I will show you tomorrow because it runs in night. So the date you can see is 24. Today's date is 25. So once it will be executed in background, so one line item would be added over here. So but I will show you how to integrate it with workflow because I have made the method but I haven't integrated it with workflow. So let's show you how we can integrate it with workflow. Let us create one new workflow. Here I will be creating one activity step because I will be calling the method which we have defined in the class which is responsible to send the mail. So I will be creating one task for this. I'm selecting here a web class and the web class name was ztestwork5, and when you press F4 you will be getting two methods. You can select one out of those. Select it as background because this is the background method. We don't need any user interaction for this. Make it as synchronous and then go back. It will ask for transferring the container elements. You just click yes because we will be passing that IAMWebLen from the workflow to the tasks and from tasks to the method. So in binding you can see whether there is a binding from workflow to the task or not. So from workflow to the task we are having the binding. So it will this particular WebLen number will be flowing from the workflow to the task and then from task to the method. Just save it. Activate. Okay, it's activated. Now I will be executing it. So I will have to provide one WebLen number. Okay, that WebLen number which is present in container is not selected as an importing and exporting. So we need to make it as importing and exporting. Now activate it. Now provide the WebLen number. Now execute it. It has got executed. Now go to the log. I will show you in the first the log because in workplace it won't appear, but yes, in log you can see. You can see in method in this container elements we are having this WebLen number. Let me note down this WebLen number so that if tomorrow I will show you, then I can show you this same mail in the inbox of the user. It's 7878. So now I will show you it has got completed. This mail step has got completed and the receivers are Lcadia. I have written Lcadia. So here you can see it is in completed state. In fact, in graphic also you can go through graphic and see it has got completed. So that step, as I have shown you in standalone also, how that step get executed and how that particular mail is sent to the particular user, that receiver, the receivers who are present that internal table. So this is how you can send the notification through the standard function module. Any doubt on this? Yes,
Actually, where that program is, background scheduled in SM37, can we see that program?
no, actually,
Like which backgrounds are we scheduled?
right, it is scheduled by for this WF batch. So in SC37 also, okay, sorry, in SM37. So that these things are done by the basis people. So even I have never bothered about it. Actually, this mail should be sent every second, but in this test server, it is not scheduled. I will do this rest of the scheduling, this like deadline, condition, and event queue. This particular scheduling of these jobs. So this particular scheduling is done by basis people. We don't schedule it manually, rather it is done by basis people. So they schedule it, and in this test server it is already scheduled. I have tried it to make it as one. Even I was searching for that particular job, but I couldn't make it as a 1 second because I was not having all the authorizations. So here the job actually runs in background in night. In evening I think it starts by 4 or 4:30, because once I execute at 4:30, after 4:30 I receive the mail in the inbox, but in morning it is not shown. So this particular background job, actually we cannot schedule it, so it is done by basis.
Yeah, like we can copy that one, and if we keep an immediate, then
Correct,
immediately
we would have done that, but that particular job is not found, because that we are, you can see here in even in send mail step also. Let me show you here. I was trying this from since 1 week. Something has been done in this test server, so that's the reason it's not working. In this object type and this method, I was trying to execute this particular method as standalone, but still it was not means it was not sent, because some job has been scheduled for this. Even I have asked Kiran to fix it out, so he's trying with the basis guys. Where is that method? Send, yeah, here in this program also I have searched for that particular background job. Even I have tried to execute it in debugger mode, but the whole method was executed, but still I didn't receive any mail. But yes, I have received it at 4:35, 5 o'clock, because the job was scheduled from 5, I think so, from 5 to night around 12 or 1 o'clock. So all the work items, all the messages which I execute during morning also, that particular messages I receive in evening, by evening. So all will get appear in the inbox of the user. So that is not a big problem. You just have, because in companies it is actually scheduled for every seconds, so you will definitely be receiving the messages in the inbox. So you just need to know how it works, and rest is taken by care by the basis people.
Okay, thank you.
Even you can, if you are working in a company, if you are having access to the workflow system, you can just create one mail step there, and you can just check whether the mail is coming in the inbox of your user ID.
Yeah, that one, that is a standard job, or a custom job created by basis people. Like that one is a
I have tried
standard
this
job.
RSCONNON. I think who was this Praveen has given this. I have tried this job, but it is not working. Let me see. I have tried this. Let me see it again if I can find that particular job and everything about it. But you don't actually. I have. That's the reason I haven't bothered about it, because the thing was taken by the basis people as well. I know that the mails will be coming in the inbox of the user, because the mails were coming in night, in evening in fact. So I was getting all the mails whichever I have executed in morning. So you will be getting the mails in the inbox of the user. So I will try with this particular job also, RSUNN01, and we'll see whether this particular job is scheduled or not. So any doubt for this particular function module? Where is that function module? Yes, Praveen?
Yeah, that is actually the program name, not the job name. Even we can test it in the Scott, like.
Yeah, I have seen in
immediate,
Scott
testing.
also. Right, I have seen in Scott also. Even SOST I have seen. It's not there. It's not in waiting step in fact.
No, in Scott we can temporarily execute that job.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, the last execute button is there. Job button is there. Yeah, we can execute. Okay, here it is not scheduled.
I can schedule I think one job here for RML. It's already there. SAP Connect RML sent every 10 minutes. Actually here whatever we configure in SCOT Scott, it is for external mail, not the internal mail. If you want to send some mails to the external IDs like Office or Gmail, then we actually configure here. For internal mail we don't configure in SCOT.
Okay.
So that job actually it is scheduled, so we don't have to worry about it, because I will be showing you tomorrow with this same date. We have received one mail saying the sales order. I have also noted down that particular number. The number is 7888584 something like that. So I will show you tomorrow that particular. You have any doubt in that particular function module, or whether you didn't understood that function module, just then tell me. If you have problem with that function model, then raise the hand. If you have access to the workflow system in companies, you can just check it. You would definitely receive the mails in the inbox. Fine. So next I will be moving to two steps which are left. We have two more steps called ad hoc anchor and this block. So when to use this ad hoc anchor? Suppose I'm the manager of the company and I have received the work items, and after receiving there is a two department, one is sales department and one is marketing department. So based on some condition, like based on my decision, I want that whether the sales department team should execute further or whether the finance department would execute further. So like suppose I have one dialog step here, and then I have one anchor step, and in anchor step I have defined two workflows, in which first one is of the sales workflow and second one is for finance workflow. So depending upon me, I will decide whether who is going to take the action next, whether the sales workflow should get executed or whether the finance workflow should get executed. So this is the decision is upon me. So what I will do, if you are not aware of the workflow which is to be executed next, then we will take the help of this ad hoc anchor and we will make this step just below the dialog step so that the user who is executing that particular workflow, suppose workflow 1, and we are having two workflows which is defined in anchor step, suppose workflow 2 and workflow 3. So when we execute workflow 1, the user who has received that workflow 1 will decide whether workflow 2 should get executed or workflow 3 should get executed. So this can be done with the help of anchor step. How we will do it? We will just create one new workflow. I will also show you the sub workflow because I forgot it. I will show you sub workflow also, how to work with sub workflow. Okay. I was supposed to create one user decision step. So now here I have created one user decision step. I will save it. Now I will create two more workflows so that I can just bind those two workflows with this anchor step. I'm just noting down this workflow numbers. This is workflow 1, this 9.4. This is W1. Now I will create one more workflow. That workflow will be like sales department workflow. Here you can create anything, whatever you like according to the requirement. I'm just creating one mail, user decision step. I would have created mail step, but mail step I cannot show you just right now. So I'm just creating user decision step. Now I will create one more workflow. Let me copy this number. This is workflow 2. Now I will create one more workflow with as a workflow 3 as a finance workflow, suppose. So this is the workflow 3. Now I will create an anchor step in workflow 1. So I'm just workflow 3. Now I will take this workflow 1. So I've got this workflow 1. Now I will create here one anchor step. So right click on it and just select this anchor step, ad hoc anchor. Now give the name. Now in workflow, I will be pasting these two workflows because within these two workflow, the person will be taking the decision whether he want to execute 9.5 or 9.6. So if you have more than 2, you can define it. Suppose I have defined 2 workflows. So within these 2 workflow, I will be taking decision which workflow should get executed, whether 5 or 6. You can see here one anchor step has got appeared, and the symbol is like this, which we have in the step types. So I've created one user decision step, one anchor step. Save it and activate. Now test. Execute it. Now you will have to go to workflow log. There you will have to click on this graphic. You can see in graphic this particular step is in process, and the rest below it is decide anchor step. So before taking decision, I will have to first decide which step should get executed. So you will have to click on this anchor. Once you click on that anchor which is present in left hand side, you can see 2 task name. Actually the name was given as same. I think it should be different, then only you would have able to recognize. One workflow number is 25 and the second one is 9. Sorry, one workflow number is 295 and the second workflow number is 296. So any of these 2 I can decide one. So suppose I'm selecting first one, that is sales one, and I'm clicking on enter. So what will happen, that particular anchor step will be replaced by the workflow which I have built in that 95. So I have built that one user decision step. You can see here the text is appearing as sales department. So that workflow will be executed next. Sales department workflow should get executed. Now I will go to business workplace and I will approve the first workflow 1. Then I will show you how that sales department, that particular that user decision, how it got executed. So this is the first workflow work item. So once I execute this, I should receive one sales department workflow. This particular step you can see here as a text sales department workflow. So I have received this. Also I will show you in log, in graphics. You can see here it has got executed. So this is how the user can decide which workflow should be executed next. Suppose you have the options to choose among 4, 3. So you can just give him the options. He would, the manager of the company or the partner of the company, can choose among those workflows and can decide which step should be executed next. So any doubt on this anchor step? Ad hoc anchor, we don't use it actually in real-time scenarios because nobody is going to go through this log and go to take the decisions. So I was just supposed to tell you how it works, but we don't use it in real-time scenarios. Any doubt on this ad hoc anchor? Fine. Now I will show you how to work with sub workflow and why we need a sub workflow. Do you know about this function module, perform, subroutine? So what we do, we just make this small module function module. I have made this function module and I'm just using that function module in different programs. I'm just calling that function module. So what I'm doing, I'm just reusing that particular function module in different programs or different function modules. So here in workflow also, suppose you have one workflow to fetch the agent. So what you will do, you can use that workflow in another workflow as sub workflow. As the sub workflow means you are just reusing the functionality. So you had just modularized the things. Suppose in one workflow you don't want to just keep everything in one workflow, you have just modularized the workflow, you have made one sub workflow, and you have just called that sub workflow in the main workflow, and whenever that sub workflow step get executed, the relevant steps whatever you have defined in the sub workflow get executed. So now I'll show you how to do that. Let me create first one sub workflow. I will be creating one sub workflow. Save it. Activate it. Now copy this number. Create new one. This will be a workflow. Main workflow. Save it. Activate it. Now within this main workflow, I will be calling the serve workflow. So just right click on it. Create one activity. In the tasks, just copy this sub workflow number and just click on enter. Save it and activate it. You can see here I have created one serve workflow with the help of this activity step, and the symbol you can see here, it is 3 triangles. So this actually implies you that this is a sub workflow. When you double click on it, you can see here in task number I have provided the workflow template number. So you just need to provide this workflow template number, and if you activate and test it, in business workplace, we will be receiving one main workflow work item. Once I execute this main workflow, the sub workflow will get executed, and I will receive the work item which was present in the sub workflow. So you can see here sub workflow step. So if I execute, the workflow will be completed. Now we will see the log. First, let us see the graphic. You can see it has got completed. Now let us see the steps, how it has got executed. You can see first main workflow got executed, it was completed and approved. Now this sub workflow got executed, and it was having one user decision step, so this got executed and it was completed. So this is how sub workflow works, and you can use this sub workflow as an activity in the main workflow. So any doubt on this sub workflow? Next we have block as a step. So why we need this block? So yesterday somebody was asking about this, if the workflow can the notification. So this is one approach you can go through this block. What I will do in this block, I will just execute one dialog step within this block, and whenever something goes wrong I will raise one exception, and that exception will be caught by the same branch. Means in block we will be having two branches. In first branch I will be executing the things in like try catch. In first branch I will be having try block, and in the second branch I will be having a catch block. So this is similar to try catch. So in first branch I will be having one user decision step, and then I will be throwing one exception, and then that exception will be caught by the second branch, and in that branch whatever I want to do, I can do that. Suppose I want to send some mail or send some notification, I can do that. So I will show you how you can create this block. First right click on it, create, select block, give any name, and in exception you just have to define one exception which you want to raise. Raise exception, suppose error, I want to error. This is the exception, enter, then activate this particular exception. Like you have to activate by double clicking on it, it will turn into green, then click on enter. So what I did, I just created one block step, and there I have defined one exception. In that block, suppose you can see when you once you keep the cursor, you can see here it is written exception error. So this is the catch block and this is the try block. So I have defined one exception, so whenever the exception will be raised, this particular block will capture that exception. So first I will create in this one user decision step. Created one user decision step, and in right, suppose first I will show you how to throw the exception. Just right click on it, create. We will be creating one process control step. This process control step is also responsible for the exception. Give the step name and the outcome, and in this function you can see one throw exception item is there. Just select that and give the name of the event. The name of the event is the exception name which we have defined. Just select that. We have defined error as the name of the exception in the block part, so just select that and click on enter. Save it. So what I did, first I have created one user decision step, then I have raised some, anything you can do here. It's not like you have to create one user. I'm just showing you how this block works. In one branch I'm just throwing the exception, and in another branch I'm just capturing that exception. This is the catch block. So suppose I want to create one mail step so that whenever the exception got, I want to send the mail to some users. But you can create one activity step also here, and you can just write that send notif, whatever we have created in the method of that class. I've given the date so that tomorrow I can show you. I'll show you in backend that it has got executed. Also, if you want, I can create here one activity step which will actually create that have that method send notif. Here I can create one step. So this I'm using this step as well, so that you can come to know how to send mails in both way. So here in catch I have created two mail step. So first is simple send mail, and second whatever we have done just few minutes before, this particular send notification through function module. So activate it. Whatever you want to do in this branch, we can just define it. Now test. Execute it. I'm going to business workplace. You can see here first step I have received. Once I execute it, the process control step will get executed. Now let us see the log. What happened? You can see here in, let us see in graphic. This process control step got executed. First I have executed this user decision step, then this process control step got executed, and the exception was thrown and it was captured by this step. So these two step has got executed. Let us see in log. You can see here caught exception, first one mail sent, and this particular second step to send the mail through standard function module. This had got executed. Here also you can see once I have executed this step block, once I have taken the action, the exception was thrown. You can see here throw exception, and these the two step which was defined in the block in parallel like as a try catch block, this particular exception was caught by the, and these two mail step got executed. So this is how block works. So any doubt on this block? Fine. Any doubt on whatever steps we have discussed? Because I have completed the step types. So tomorrow you can just come up with doubts so that we can have one doubt session on this step types. And also I will just discuss some few things on agents, like possible agent, responsible agents, and actual agent. These agents, I will give some overview on this agent so that next week we can discuss on these agents. It is a big topics, so we are having number of things there. We will be doing some scenarios also, and with the help of this step types, because you have got familiar with every step types, I will be using the step types to build the workflow. So also I will be assigning some dynamic value to the agent, so that because in real time we don't use anything hard coded, we don't give WF initiator, rather we assign agents. But since you are not familiar with agents, so I was taking the help of this workflow initiator. But once you come to know how to assign dynamic agents, we will be doing it with the help of this dynamic agents. So any doubt till this step types? Rest step types like wait for event and event create and local workflow, I will be discussing it once I complete this events. That will be covered in third week, and in fourth week we will have the troubleshooting and debugging sessions. We will be having deadline monitoring. We will be having some few things, some few left out parts, so that we can complete it by fourth week. So this is how we have scheduled the course. So we have completed the step types in fact. So just if you have any doubt on this step types, you can just let me know. Fine. So see you tomorrow then. Bye bye.